Hey, how are you feeling? Well, I'll be damned. You okay? Surprisingly okay. Especially considering what I'm seeing. Very clearly. Good. Do you, remember your name? Of course. But... I think you know perfectly well who I am. So let's not waste time. Just tell me, how much did you find? What? How much rupidium is there? Did we get a breakthrough? Yeah, you bet. There's a lot of it. Good. That's good. Wait, how do you know? Well, isn't it obvious? I wake up seeing someone who looks and sounds like me, which has to mean we share the same DNA. Then there's the glasses. What about them? They're fake. Probably just manufactured to make me feel more like myself, but completely unnecessary otherwise, because here I am with perfectly good eyesight in the womb module, which can only lead to one conclusion: that my body was created to replicate someone who doesn't wear glasses. You. And to do that, of course, you would need to have found rupidium. Besides, I can see no other explanation for a sheep inside a space base. Correct me if I'm wrong. Wow, you're right. That's impressive. I did create you out of my DNA. We're not identical, of course. I can see you're not as quick to process information. And that's the interesting part. Yeah, our bodies are the same, but our minds are not. I needed a scientist on board. But there's always a scientist on board. So, what went wrong? The old crew is gone. They're all dead. That's why I needed to alter myself into different versions. With the use of the quantum computer on board and something called... Oh, I see. A recalculated mind based on an infinite amount of variables. That actually sounds... You have to get our research lab running at once. We need to make some improvements fast if we want to succeed. Then I guess the sooner I start, the better. You're right. Why don't you start with going through the mission logs? I need to get the full picture first. My thoughts exactly. Good. This might work. I made a curious discovery. Really. It seems there are places on this planet where strange distortions are happening. Some of them emit very high levels of radiation, while other... Yes. We could have unidentified sources of radiation, unexplained electromagnetic field anomaly. What, according to a bold theory fleshed out by Professor Frankov, the integral. In very simple terms, it's a non-coincidental superposition. We don't know exactly why it occurs, but observations prove that under certain, not yet specified conditions, two or more parallel landscapes can coexist with creating a so-called... Seriously? And you believe in such crazy theories? Just because you don't understand something doesn't mean if, and I stress if, Professor Frankov's intuition is right, then the distortion you have encountered could have been a puncture point, the spot where the proximity plane intersects with our observed universe. Question is, Are they the cause or the reason of so much rupidium here? I'd like to study them. So would I. Do you have anything? Let me think about it. I need to look through Professor Frankov's lectures, as well as notes from other expeditions. We have a theory. Go. How? Look at that. Yes! Here we go. Okay, you beat me. Now can I...
Evacuation functionality.
When are you going to fix things around here? We're getting impatient. I'm done here. Should I do this now? When are you going to fix things around here? We're getting impatient.
Evacuation functionality.
Would you like me to go there? Light late. So, what do you got for me? An invention I'm particularly proud of. The Luminator. You mean a flashlight? You have a talent for making extraordinary things sound mundane. It's not just a flashlight, Jan. Tell me, when you encounter these distortions, what is your priority? Honestly, you're the one who's interested in them. I just want to avoid them and get on with my mission. Now you'll be able to do it. Okay. How? Professor Frankov discovered that certain frequencies of light waves can be used to peer into proximity planes, to study them. I've used his observations to create my illuminator so it can reveal elements of the interval hidden to the human eye. But it also has another, more pragmatic application. It can help to eliminate distortions. You mean destroy them for good? I'm just giving you a tool. You decide how to use it. You see, distortions are created around puncture points between potential universes. That much we know. Now, with the Illuminator, they should become much more visible to you. Focusing the Illuminator's light waves exactly on the puncture point will allow you to seal that rift. You could compare it to cauterizing a wound. Damn, that does sound promising. Indeed. Now you see why I don't like calling it a flashlight. So, did you find a solution to our problem? Yes, it's super simple. We'll build a bridge. Oh. Just like that? Well, it can't be a regular bridge, of course. We don't have the time nor the manpower to accomplish that. However, there is a certain technology that came to my mind, superconductive bridge anchors. They could allow us to quickly span a light but durable construction across our obstacle. Wow, great. Sounds exciting. Yes, but... Oh, here we go. Cut out the sarcasm. It's not my fault this excursion was prepared by a dilettante. Blueprints for the anchors should be standard equipage for every mission since Project Versant went live. But not on this one. They should fire the logistician, if there ever was one. Versant? Versatile Synthetics Program. One of my undergraduate students went to work for them. Had some impressive achievements, including designing bridge anchors for heavy exploration equipment. You'd think it would be obvious, but no. Tell me about it. It's so typical of Ally Corp to send people on a mission and then leave them stranded without proper equipment. I hope you're not feeling sorry for yourself, because we need to act. You are in touch with mining operations, right? Yeah, I am. Why? Next time you talk to someone from mining ops, tell them to send over the anchor blueprints from Versant. Once we have them, things will go back to super simple. You'll see. All right, will do. I ran into another anomaly. This one was different. It was Like this distortion was closing in on me, as if I was pulling it toward me. How extraordinary. Maybe its magnetic field is interacting with your suit. Yeah, well, running away from it was no fun. Keeping clear of it is the only thing you can do for now. Let's keep collecting observations. I feel we're onto something groundbreaking here. Not getting any connection from mining ops. Any idea how I can ask them for those blueprints? Didn't they push you to mine rubidium? Report getting the job done, and someone will turn up. Trust me, I know how this company works. Okay, thanks. So, how are you? Settling in all right? Settling in is overrated. I analyze reality from wherever I am, however uncomfortable the angle. There's always an observation to be made. I'd love to hear what you managed to observe. This place is not run optimally. Yeah, I know. I wasn't trained to command a mission. But now that you're here, with your experience, I'd love to pick your brain. Do you think you could mentor me? Good thinking. First of all, you need to set long-term goals and draw up a roadmap for each of them. Remember to include all unpredictable variables in the equation. That way you can have contingency plans at the ready for each instance. All right, slow down. Prioritize resources. Do not waste time on idle conversations with the crew. Hide the booze. Don't be cheap on coffee. That's slow enough for you? Hey, you've just crossed out every team-building exercise on my list. The people are there for the mission, not the other way around. Truth is, I really wish we could make use of the tech I worked on for all these imaginary years. It would make things so much easier if it existed. So what exactly was your research about? Nanotech in space exploration. We went from a humble startup to making headlines in a few months. Taking our solutions to the front line was my dream come true. The data we could bring back. You had big plans for it. Well, now it's all gone. Yeah, I understand how lousy that must feel. Honestly, I don't think you do. But I hope we're not going to sit around crying about it. There's work to be done, here and now. That's true. Well, let's get to it then. There's nothing more to do here. Should I move there? My workplace is damaged. Should I work on this while you're scheduling repairs? You want me to take care of this? Looks like we're running out of repair kits, you know? When are you?
There's nothing more to do here. Should I move there?
And I'm telling you, this is the least important of our priorities. You've got to be kidding me.
Come and find me when you have me. where this leads. Looks like we're running out of radiation filters. There's nothing more to do here. Should I move there?
Something else.
Doc, could you check if we have enough? Hello, Mr. Maxwell?
Jan, have you made progress?
Yeah, I finally know how to get across. But I'm gonna need your help.
What can I do for you?
I need blueprints for superconductive bridge anchors from Project Versant.
Versant? But how do you know about that?
I'm smarter than you think, Maxwell.
Well, you're familiar with aborted scientific programs unknown to the public.
Aborted? Are you sure?
Yes. Project Versant was terminated years ago due to lack of satisfactory results.
But didn't they come up with some tech useful for mining missions?
No. How would you even know what they were unless an alternate version of you was somehow involved in it? Is it possible that someone from your crew remembers a non-existing technology? That's amazing, Jan. You do understand what I'm saying, right?
did mention an undergraduate student of his who went to work for the program.
The proverbial flap of the butterfly's wings. It must feel incredible to realize such a universe-bending potential in your life path.
All I'm hearing is that you don't have my blueprints.
No, I'm sorry. They simply don't exist. But there is still something we can do.
What's that?
I have an idea. It's a long shot, but it might be all we have. Project Versant did leave behind unfinished drafts. Crisscrossed formulae, discarded calculations, the usual scribbles of a scientific stream of consciousness at work. For what it's worth, I'll ask Lucas to send it over to your terminal. Maybe that resourceful alter of yours can put it to good use.
Oh, okay. It's better than nothing, I guess.
I have to say, Jan, I'm beginning to see more and more potential in this situation of yours. I hope we speak soon. Good luck, as always.
We were supposed to get quality food. Why are we still eating that shitty pulp?
Procedure of the SEPA base may take up to several days. Proper nutrition of your crew during that time is essential.
So, I have news about the anchor blueprints you asked for? I certainly hope so, because I just saw something come in from mining ops, and it looks like a bad joke. Did you precisely ask for bridge anchor blueprints? Sorry to break this to you, but the program you mentioned doesn't exist. This is all they came up with before they were terminated. Terminated? But why? Lack of results. Looks like they didn't get anywhere without that student of yours. Results, huh? You mean an outcome that only exists in my fake memories? Huh. No wonder what I got looks more like the musings of a madman than serious work. There's no way I can make anything out of it. We just don't have the time. Look, I know it's not perfect, but I believe in you. Just think, they came up with this thing only because you existed. It's gotta mean something. Well, if you put it that way, I can try. I have something for you. I used the illuminator on one of those strange areas on the surface, and it revealed some sort of plants, but not real, living plants. More like a projection of another dimension that became visible to me. Keep going. I followed their path and found something that could have been their core. And when I used the illuminator on it, I found some interesting specimens. Really? Specimens from the interval. Did you secure them properly? Of course. I have to take them to my lab immediately. Let me study them thoroughly. Jan, this is beyond my wildest dreams. A whole new area of research wide open before me. Before us. Hey, I found this. I brought it on this mission, but thought that maybe it could mean something to you too. Marie? Marie Skwikovska? Where the hell did you find that old thing? Oh, I use it as an anti-stress ball, so it's always lying around. Anti-stress ball? This duck was the first audience for so many papers I wrote. Time for Marie to get back to her proper job. You wanted to talk? Yes, I managed to come up with a satisfactory magnetic storm prediction system. I'll be ready for the next one when it comes. If it comes.
Great. I feel safer already.
But that's not all. While analyzing the nature of this phenomenon, I discovered something very curious. You do know how dangerous it is to be outside the base during a magnetic storm, right?
I do now. The radiation levels go crazy. It could be lethal.
Well, it might be hazardous to health, but if you're a risk taker, it could also be worthwhile.
What do you mean?
I've been performing some observations, and it seems that the energy of the magnetic storm stimulates certain resource deposits to be more active and productive. 2 types of deposits, to be precise. Organics and rubidium. In practical terms, it means they can be mined much more efficiently during a storm. Isn't it fascinating, Jan? Those resources are in tune with the magnetic field somehow. It's like a mysterious, unheard-of ecosystem.
Absolutely. We need to make use of that discovery.
Of course, feel free. As long as you don't send me out there.
In the case of such events, please refer to the safe evacuation functionality to move the base and continue resource extraction at a safer location. The following steps must be evacuation functionality then.